why it is much easier today to have spiritual progress and spiritual awakening than hundreds of years ago. Why? What is the reason? And how can we take advantage of this situation? If you're interested with this topic, stay tuned till the end of the video. Now let's start. So why? Why is it much easier for us to have spiritual progress, enlightenment, and spiritual awakening today than hundreds of years ago, centuries ago? We have more distraction now, right? So why is it much easier? I would like to use the analogy of forest to explain to you about this concept, which means I'm going to use a metaphor, okay? I'll explain to you using the analogy of forest, and then I'll explain to you in detail. Now, let's imagine that there is a small unexplored forest. A small unexplored forest that we want to turn into a family-friendly trekking area and to use it for other nature-related activities. Since nobody have explored it, the first group of people, the experts or professionals who wants to explore it, might face the biggest difficulties. Why? Because there's no signpost, there's no direction, there's no map, no guidelines, no proper trails, no proper path. They won't even be aware of the danger in that forest. Hence, they might not be well prepared to face that danger. Am I right? And most probably, they might not even find the exit of the forest very fast. They might take few weeks or even months to exit that forest. Because there's nothing there, no direction, no signboard, no map, no guidelines, nothing. And it might be a dangerous forest. Now, once the first group of people have explored the forest, there will be better knowledge for everyone, better guidelines, better knowledge and better understanding on how to navigate the forest. So now it will be much easier for the second group of people to navigate through the forest. They'll find it much easier to navigate through the forest because the first group of people would have got a proper map, proper guidelines for it, and they might have cleared certain area of the forest to create a path, to create a trail there. So the second group of people are well aware of the dangers in that forest. They have better understanding, better knowledge about the forest, and they definitely will be able to exit that forest much faster than the first group of people. If the first group of people if they came out from the forest within 1 month, the second group of people might be able to exit the forest just within 2 weeks. And it's going to get much easier for the next group or the next batch of people to explore the forest. So few years later or few decades later, it will be very easy for the new generations to explore the forest because we've already turned it into a family-friendly hiking area. So the new generation will be very aware because everything is there. Signboard, direction, map, guidelines, security. And they will be able to exit the forest just within 1 day. Okay? Similarly, our consciousness is very similar to the forest. there is such thing as collective human consciousness, where we are interconnected with each other. Our consciousness is connected with each other. And that's the reason we have this concept called as collective karma, collective human karma. We are connected with each other. So every time a spiritual master, enlightened master, or through spiritual ancestor of us attained some sort of enlightenment or spiritual awakening, it will clear, it will release the negative karma of the collective consciousness of human beings. The more people get awakened or enlightened or some sort of spiritual progress, the more negative karma or more karmic patterns of the collective consciousness of human being will be released. And it will be much easier for the new generations to attain spiritual awakening or enlightenment, and will attain some sort of spiritual awakening and Kundalini awakening faster than our ancestors. See, Kundalini awakening, there are many different types of Kundalini awakening. We'll speak about it in some other different video, because there's Kundalini awakening to crown chakra, there's Kundalini awakening to some other chakras, okay? So there are different types of spiritual awakening and levels of spiritual awakening, stages of spiritual awakening. Okay, so our previous ancestors, masters, have paved the path, have cleared many karmic patterns from the collective consciousness of human beings' collective consciousness. On top of that, they've also written many books and given lectures and guidelines related to spiritual awakening, spiritual progress. They know what are the do's and what are the don'ts, because they have explored many different paths related to spirituality. They've done all the trials and errors. They've experimented and explored everything. They know what works, what doesn't work. Actually, it's a subjective thing. However, it's still helpful for us. Their guidance is very helpful for us. So, their guidance on the books, through the books, lectures, makes it much easier for us. We don't have to go to the Himalayas mountain looking for a guru. We have the books, audios, lectures, videos. Am I right? Okay, so that's one of the reasons that it's much easier and faster, and that's the reason many spiritual seekers today are sharing their Kundalini awakening experiences. And some people are getting pissed off listening to their experience, because they think that these people are lying. No, of course they are liars. You know, in every generation there will be some sort of liars. In every every spiritual path or any types of industry, we will have some sort of liars. However, there are many genuine spiritual seekers who have genuinely attained some sort of Kundalini awakening and spiritual awakening. So some people, they find it difficult to believe, because in the scriptures, in the past, it was written that Kundalini awakening and spiritual awakening is extremely difficult or extremely dangerous. But it's not the same now, because we as a collective human beings have evolved. To a certain extent, we have evolved. Now, you might say that there are more distractions today compared to hundreds of years ago, such as social media, entertainment. You have to understand one thing. If the mind wants to get distracted, a compulsive mind, a distorted mind will always be distracted. Whether there is a distraction in the external reality or not, it always will somehow find ways to get distracted. However, if you are a genuine, true spiritual seeker, you will end up finding a path or way to have spiritual progress, irrespective of the distractions in your environment. You will somehow find ways to attain spiritual awakening, to go within yourself. And there's another perspective here too. Since there are more distractions today, social media, entertainment, movies, compared to hundreds of years ago, there is a higher possibilities for people to feel depressed and empty faster. And that's one of the reasons we find more depressed people today. Okay? But there is an advantage to this situation. If they use it to their advantage, if they use this emptiness or depression to their advantage, they will be able to attain spiritual awakening. If that person is a true spiritual seeker, or they just have in their bones, that spiritual path, that spiritual longing within them, the more they get distracted by the external reality, the faster they will feel empty and depressed. And the faster they feel depressed, the faster they will realize the true joy, peace, and happiness doesn't depend on the external factors. And that will push them to go within themselves, to do deep self-reflection, to explore their inward journey, the spiritual journey, to find out the truth about themselves. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? So there is an advantage here. And I have seen, whether you agree with me or not, I have seen many Gen Z who are going for pilgrimage. I went for pilgrimage at a very late age, but Gen Zs are going for pilgrimage and have become a spiritual seeker at a very young age. Early 20s, when they are 16, when they are 17. Many of them are spiritual seekers and they have high wisdom. You'll be surprised. Of course, there are some Gen Zs who are crazy and insane, who are very immature. Every generation, in every generation we will have immature people, crazy people, insane people. However, I have genuinely met many Gen Zs who are very spiritual, who also have high psychic abilities, spiritual gifts. I was taken aback. I really wish you could see these people too. I don't think so you are able to see these spiritual Gen Zs very often on social media. You rarely get to see them on social media, those Gen Zs. Okay? So, right now, there's two paths. It's like two different types of earth. There's one part of earth that's going to be extremely miserable, in pain, war. And there's another part of the earth where we have the opportunities to have a higher spiritual awakening, earlier spiritual awakening, higher spiritual progress, faster spiritual progress. Faster spiritual progress and higher self-awareness. So the choice is in our hand. The choice is in our hands. Whether we want to choose the compulsive path where we get distracted by the entertainment, misery, politics, hate, prejudice, conflict, fight, war, or do we want to choose the conscious path, the path of high self-awareness, and take advantage of this situation to attain higher level of faster spiritual progress, or higher level of spiritual self-awareness? We have two choices. So right now, in this current age, you might find two type of people. One who are stuck in the misery, focusing on the negativity, distracted, depressed, and there's another group of people where you'll find them extremely peaceful, have high self-awareness, very spiritual, genuinely spiritual, and attain faster spiritual progress. So the choice is in our hand. Okay? So let's sum it up. Let's summarize it. So our consciousness is similar to the forest. The more group of people explore that forest, the more they will clear the forest, the better understanding we will have about the forest, and we will be able to navigate through the forest faster and safely, and we'll be able to exit the forest faster. Similarly, our consciousness, collective human consciousness, is connected to each other. The more people attain spiritual awakening or enlightenment or some sort of spiritual progress, the more karmic patterns will be released from our collective consciousness of human beings, and it will be easier for us to attain spiritual awakening or have any type of spiritual progress. That's the miracle. So take advantage of this time. Don't listen to people who tells you that spiritual progress is extremely difficult, spiritual awakening is very difficult, it's not easy to attain it, blah 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 blah, yada 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 yada. You need to have a positive mindset. If you have a negative mindset related to spiritual progress, you've already closed your mind. Your mind plays a very important role. You must have an open mind, a positive belief system. Your subconscious mind and your conscious mind plays a huge role here. If you want to be the master of your mind has to be in a positive state. If it's in a negative state, you will be the slave of your mind, and it will be difficult for you to attain any types of spiritual awakening. So let me know what you think about this issue. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me thumbs up, and please share it with others. Okay, and let me know what you think about this issue. Hi, I'm Radhika Lakshmanan. I'm a karma transformational guide. I provide unique hypnosis session to break karmic patterns, and I also teach advanced meditation courses. If you're interested with my services, please message me. Thank you.